That's a great question. That's one of the things I'm the most passionate about is regulations hampering businesses. Actually, I ran several constituent bills this session that dealt with regulation. I'll just share one with you that was done. Honestly, the answer to your question to me would be as many as we can possibly do, and I think there's a lot of constituents, and something I've prided myself on is having constituents come to me with red tape, and to a lot of legislators, they'll look at that and say, that's not a big enough issue for me to take on, or it takes a lot of time to work those kinds of issues. But just one example, this session, I had a maxillofacial surgeon come to me, and because of a statute, he was unable to be his own office manager. So when the statute was contemplated or drafted, they didn't contemplate that a maxillofacial surgeon could be his own office manager under certain circumstances, and so he was excluded from the statute, which, as you look into it, is just completely ridiculous. So you literally have a very qualified specialist unable to be his own office manager. He's had to hire somebody, just a pseudo office manager, and so it was. I took on that legislation. The governor actually just signed it into law yesterday, which I'm really excited about. But that's one of many. I did something for a sign company that was being harassed by a local municipality. Several others. So, in general, the licensing process, that's a huge one. We've got to shrink down these licensing processes. We were we had heard testimony in one meeting where we have state agencies that are taking 60 days to turn around a license. Are you kidding me? With what we have, with the advancements we have in technology, you're telling me that somebody cannot show up, that a state agency can't provide all the requirements, and if you show up, they can't process that quicker than 60 days. So that's another thing I've been working on. There's too much red tape and regulation to name it all, but for me, I will take in as much as I possibly can handle each session, and from as many business owners. There is a priority that you got to kind of follow. There are certain things that are so big it can't get done, and I think a big problem is a lot of people try to overreach, and so we make progress when we just do little things here and there, improving. I think one of the reasons we've gotten where we are is just little things have been taken from this business owner and that business owner and that business owner, and they're so small, and people don't care because it's not their industry, that they don't worry about it. It's like, oh well, that doesn't affect me directly, so I'm not going to stand up and fight for that. For me, I see it, that's the way we got to get it back. I'm going to get a small victory here for this small business, I'll get a small victory here for that small business, a small victory here for that small business, and when you add it up, it ends up, you're really restoring people's ability to run their businesses and to manage their businesses. So I'm big on the small victories. Some people want the big prize, but I'm okay fighting a lot of the little battles, because I think at the end of the day, you can win a lot of those. And this session we did, I think I won 5 or 6. And if somebody doesn't take those things up, those things don't get done. Our freedoms have been eroded slowly. We got to have, it takes a lot of diligence, and we got to be diligent, and just, it's not real glamorous, and there's a lot of grind work, but it can be very rewarding if you put your nose to the grindstone and just work on those things. So.